statistics, and you see these riders, where do their horses lather? The reins are rubbing on the neck.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know where all this wide hand, low stuff, puppy dog paws stuff came from. I really don't know where it started. I think in eventing, but I'm not sure. And it's kind of spread around a little bit. Is it going away again? No? That's terrible. Okay, now this time, the inside rein is the left one, and you don't need to do as much with it. That doesn't mean you throw it away. You just don't pull on it. And you still squeeze a lot, and maybe sometimes straight through the elbow, with your elbows relatively close to your body. So you don't want to get out like this. You don't want to get what my one rider in Calhoun calls Hulk Hogan. You don't want to get this way. And what are these muscles up here? Does anybody know what these muscles up here are that they bulge out when they do this? I've heard 2 different names for them, but anyway, we don't want that. No Hulk Hogan arms. We want to get to the point that, we aren't using our biceps and all our strength to do it. It all comes from the seat and legs. Good boy, now think forward, don't let them dink around. We want a 2 beat that kind of, has enough, so you reach way down in your heels, and especially when you're sitting, and sit in and don't lean forward, and keep your seat very close to the pommel, and almost hold it there with your abs. Because that gives you the drop. Yes, that girl. Hold your seat close to the front of the saddle and tighten your abs to keep it there. In other words, resist the boing boing. That they called that over there. So resist the boing boing. Right rein, right rein, right rein. Take and give. Don't let him bend too much to the left, because guess what happens? The half halt goes out the bend in his neck, right out the side. Half halts have to reach the hind fetlock. So if he bends his neck, it's going out that side of the bulge. So you give on the left, take on the right. See, you don't want to make him think that everything is pulling. So you only take, and then you really nail in that left knee and that upper left leg. So everything is between the inside leg and the outside rein. It gives him that one open door, that one that he doesn't get claustrophobic, that he doesn't feel like, uh-oh, I'm so bunched up, I have to fight her. You give on that left rein, use your left leg instead, forward and turned in, use the knee and the thigh, and push it towards the right rein, and all of a sudden the right rein comes a little softer. Miracle of all miracles. People think the way people think, that they do everything with their hands. But with horses, you do everything with your seat and legs, or more, with your seat and legs, and you allow them to go. And it's a different concept. But when you think about it, they're 4-legged, and it's logical. If somebody tells you to do something and it has no logic whatsoever, it probably isn't right. Because there are tricks you can do to get things done that aren't correct. Don't get too much bend in the neck. Make sure don't lean forward. Make sure you're taking enough right rein that you take the shoulder to the left for that shoulder in, okay? So you're taking, what I always say is you have to take both shoulders off the wall, which sounds stupid because if one goes, the other obviously will go too. But what people don't understand is they get a neck in and the outside shoulder pops towards the wall. So you have to use your rein to take it over. It's almost like neck reining. Wolf hated when I said that. He really did. He said, don't ever say neck reining. He thought it was too Western a term, but really you do kind of neck reining. Both hands to the left with enough right rein and upper left leg. Don't lean forward. Don't get forward. Open your chest. Lift your rib cage and drop your shoulders. Both of them. The both of them, as they say in Chicago. Good, and forward, good, because sometimes you have to regain impulsion, because it's easier to get him soft with impulsion. The more forward he's going, the easier it is for you to get him to give in the pull. And the more you drive the hind end under. And for the shoulder in, you have to keep driving the hind end under, because the whole idea is to strengthen the inside hind. Because it's logical, if you bring the shoulders over, the inside hind steps under the center of mass, and it strengthens that hind leg. So if you do it right and make them one horse, don't turn them, you take both hands that way at the same time, and pull on that right with the squeezes. Yeah, yes, and you can do it rising, and I don't care which diagonal you post on. Whichever one. Some horses step under better when you're sitting, and some horses need that lightness of your rising trot to step under better. But it depends on how you feel it. You know, you'll know when he's got some impulsion going. See, in Europe, you can post on either diagonal. Yes, you can, as long as you're consistent and change diagonals the other direction. But here, we follow the hunter-jumper people and post on the, we post on that outside diagonal all the time. Okay, now this side, the right knee has to really be nailed in there. You're going to take and give with the right rein, but the left rein is still going to be along the neck, because we want him to stretch into it. Don't let him tilt. So if he raises if he tilts to the left with his nose, you have to raise that hand. Because remember, whichever way you go, up, he goes down. You go down, he goes more up. So, and then you squeeze at the same time. See, he's like, this is work. And yes, get him and then give him some room. Yes, good job. Because we don't want to argue with him all the time. We want to reward him when he comes into position. Okay? Good. Okay, right knee and left rein, right? And give the right one if you can. I used to like to just lay it on my thigh, and just let it do nothing. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. And then you really get some using their seat and legs and the outside rein. Mm-hmm. If you have to do it that way. Yeah, sometimes you have to, but. Good. And then forward, come off your seat, and don't prop yourself up. Yeah, open the chest. Yes, that a girl. That's good. See, the more you feel like you're back here, I know when you're on the horse, it almost feels like, yeah, good downward, legs on. Now give him some room. As long as he was good and he stayed down, give him, free walk on loose.